Let's hang out with your favorite celebrities.
It is another super exciting episode of your favorite celebrity show on television.
I'm here to have fun.
Definitely.
You understand me?
Definitely.
And yo, all of you that are watching at home, I want you to watch this fun.
Hello, beautiful people. It's me, Dakari Edison Akonde. Make sure that you keep watching Celebrity Zone
with the finest girl from Chaos.
Alright, welcome back. It's still Galaxy today, and it's World Sight Day with the 2018 theme, I Care Everywhere. We have members of the National Optometric Association who will be discussing World Sight Day 2018 with us. Let us make welcome Dr. Efosa Iren. He is a member of National Optometric Association at Lagos chapter.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. And
Thank
of
you.
course, Dr. Gloria Okoikien. She is the Vice Chairman, National Optometric Association here in Lagos. Thank you so much, doctors, for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, welcome. So let's get down to eye care, because I mean, eye care is something I really want to talk about, because I've been having like issues with my eyes. So this is like personal consultation.
You want free consultation?
Well, no, it's not free consultation. We're asking questions about eye care.
Okay,
basically.
so go ahead.
But hey, if I ask for free consultation, I can't get it, right?
We'll talk about that later.
All right. Okay. Let's talk about the basic ways to take care of your eyes. Firstly, because I mean, we wash our hands when they're dirty. We brush our teeth. We clean our noses and all of that. How do you take care of your eyes?
Do we wash
Because
our
I mean,
eyes?
you can't. I don't think you can. So how do we take care of your eyes? That's the first question I want to ask.
Doctor, ladies first.
Well, there is no such thing as washing your eyes.
Okay, obviously.
Well, really, I'll have to debate you on that because of what people usually do. When they wake up in the morning, most times they tend to use water to wash their eyes.
Yes, you wash your eyes like you are taking your bath now.
Okay.
But to
It's
say you
not
want to
like
wash
your
eyes
eye like to
make
your
you
inside.
see
See
better.
better.
No.
No.
Okay.
Because, you know, your eyes are already there in your sockets. It is your eye care that determines you having good vision, not washing your eyes like you wash your teeth.
And all of that. So
Take
how
your
do you
bath.
take care of your eyes?
Now, to take care of your eyes first, you have your own responsibility as an individual, which is general hygiene, like you already said. Then you eat well, and you see your doctor. Because more often than not, you may have some eye conditions that you never really get to know until you go for an eye check. You know, we have this culture here where we don't go to see the eye doctor unless we can see.
Or we have one infection.
Unless
Maybe
there's
that
an infection or something.
you have
But-
blood vision.
and
or
that is
something.
what we're trying to do with this World Sight Day celebration, to raise awareness of the public to eye and vision care as in their responsibility. You have a responsibility to take care of your eye by going to see your doctor. Aside from that, you also have to avoid harmful objects to your eyes, avoid putting stuff like urine, we hear sugar, water. People just do self-medication. You need to avoid all those things from eye care. And you know, if you have to really make sure that your eyes or your vision are intact.
Okay.
Because, you know, most of the time, we listen more to what the people say outside than to what the doctor has to say.
Yeah, so
So if you really want to take care of your eyes as a person, the first thing you need to do is eat well, like you eat for your body, because whatever you're eating for your body goes to your eyes.
no specific foods here.
Well, fruits, vegetables are highly indicated. Because
Fruits basically with better carotene.
Yes.
You need
Better
those
carotene.
the carrot
the
color.
carrots, the
Yeah,
pawpaw,
those are.
fruits with vitamin A.
Vitamin A,
Okay, I have a quick question, Dr. Iren.
Right.
There's this popular saying that people that drink a lot of gari have bad eyesight. I have to ask that question because I'm sure people are dying to know. We've heard that so many times that if you drink a lot of gari, your eyesight is gone. Is that true, or is there an element of truth in it or something?
You know, when I hear that, I tend to laugh most times because when you look at the content of gari that causes this problem, it's cyanide. What's the quantity of cyanide in a cup of gari that will make you go blind? You know, naturally we say excessive of everything is bad. If you want to drink Gary, I'm not going to tell you not to drink Gary. I like drinking Gary, but I'm not blind. Like, even though I wear my glasses, but that's not it.
But that's an aside. Most of tormentors I've met usually wear glasses.
Good, I'll explain to you. Why would I strain myself
Okay.
when I know that, I mean, I put on my glasses, I can read anything, I can do anything I want to do.
But it doesn't mean you have bad eyesight before you got the glasses or something. Or did you just get the
No,
glasses to
I work
enhance?
in an industry where I'm exposed to running an eye care almost anytime I want to do. Okay, so if I discover that I have a bit of refractive error, why should I strain myself?
Oh, okay.
Okay, so if my kids are having issues walking close to, I mean, they want to view the TV, the child stands up and walk close to the TV. I'm not going to shout at the child. I need to run a check. So if I discover that my child has a refractive error, nice or fine. Why wasting time? Get glasses on.
You want to add?
Yeah, I just want to add a little to that. You know, the truth is, knowledge is power. The advantage, or the reason why you see optometrists wearing glasses first is because we know the condition, and we know what to do about it. The people out there, a lot of them dread the idea of wearing
Yeah,
glasses.
there's a stigma attached to it.
Even when we're growing
they
up,
feel there is a problem.
there's a
Speak
stigma.
for yourself. This
No,
generation
there's a
loves to
stigma.
wear glasses because it makes you seem like you're pretty intelligent.
Swag, there's swag.
I mean, once you
swag.
wear glasses, it means you're like the most intelligent person.
But
I mean, when I was younger, I used to wear glasses because I felt like, gosh, if they just see you wearing glasses, she's so intelligent.
So you were the scholar in your class.
Yeah, now
That's the
I
impression
think
you
now
got.
wearing glasses is not longer seen as, such a stigma or a big deal.
Okay, let us talk about the theme for this year's Eyesight Everywhere. What is the focus exactly?
Okay. You know, World Sight Day is celebrated annually,
The second Thursday.
second Thursday, all over the world. And this year, the theme came, Eye Care Everywhere. The reason is because we have come to see with statistics, even though we don't have a Nigerian statistics currently, which we are working on, you find out that eye problems are on the increase. And partially because people don't have access to it, people don't know who to go to, they don't even know when to go. So we're trying to raise that awareness to make people know that eye care is something that is not a prerogative of special people. It is something that everybody ought to have access to. Agreed, at the moment we can't really say we have that access because for some people who are in some remote areas, they may not have access to it. But we're trying to work on advocacy programs to see how we can bring up legislatures, to see how we can discuss with the government, partner with some organizations so that we can reach out to as many as possible. At the moment, the Nigerian Optometric Association, we have a project running. The project is My Sight, My Light. And that project was initiated so that we can offer free eye tests to children within the age of 5 to 14 years. There are selected clinics that are doing that, and the project was launched in August this year. It has been ongoing in all the states. So with that, we're trying to see, okay, how we can reach out to some persons who probably cannot afford eye care. But the essence of this eye care everywhere is to see that we conscientize people to know that irrespective of where you are, or your status, or what you do, you have a responsibility to check your eyes.
Okay, going forward now, let me talk to you now, Dr. Efosa. Yeah. Ordinarily, because you were talking about eye care everywhere, ordinarily, is it something that the average Nigerian can afford? I mean, just to get regular checkups, to make sure that he doesn't go blind over time?
Yeah, what we do basically in this industry, first we're talking about the awareness level, which we are trying to create. Different clinics, they have their different consultation prices. If you can't afford to go to a particular center, you have the general hospitals. Eye care should be affordable. That is basically...
Should be, but is it in Nigeria?
In Nigeria, to a large extent, it may not be really affordable. But then if you really want to hit the nail on the head, take it to the rural areas. You have people that can barely feed themselves. How do you want those guys to afford health care? It's a major problem in this part of the world. Eye care should be affordable. It should be made free if possible. But the optometry setup is more of private-driven thing. The private ownership is, the volume of private ownership in this industry is massive. So we need the government as a body to come in and make these things free in public sectors.
All right. So I have another question about people who have to squint to see things. Say you're working on a system or all of that, like, because they always say if you stay too close to the TV, the light always affects your eyes, and then maybe over time you start squinting or twitching. Does that person have an eye default or defect at that point in time, and do TV screens and all the lights from systems, do they affect the eyes that bad?
I answer that with a question. What comes out of the screen is glare. My lenses I currently have anti-reflective protection. If I'm working on the computer, all those rays coming from the screen does not get to my glasses. If I'm going to prescribe a pair of glasses for a patient, I look at the vocation. What does this patient do? Yes, what's the need of this patient? You work in this industry, the broadcasting industry, you see lighting everywhere. I was opportunity to see a patient that worked in this same industry a few months ago. And then we talked about the blue sheet lenses. The world is changing. They said necessity is the mother of invention. Before computer, this problem of glare was greatly reduced. But now you have a lot of patients coming in with glare. Glare, oh my God. The world has become a visual world. Everything you do now is with your phone, your TV, my kids, they know how to operate my system more than myself.
Permit me to add something. You know, squinting is actually another indication that there is a visual problem. You also made a very interesting remark that children go close to watch the TV. You find out that in our society, most of the time, 8 out of 10 mothers, if they see their children going close to watch TV, all they do is, hey, get out of there.
But there's a problem.
But there is a problem. We always tell parents that one of the classical signs you look out for in your child that raises a flag that something may be wrong with that child is when the child keeps going close to the TV to watch.
Okay, Doctor, just hold that thought. You can be a part of this conversation. If you have a question, a comment for our doctors, feel free to do so. Send an SMS and they will respond to your questions or your queries. You can also do that by joining the conversation on social media using the hashtag Galaxy Today. All right, continue, Doctor.
Okay, in addition to what I was saying earlier, when people squint, it is an unconscious act because they don't see things well at far. So you find that unconsciously you tend to close your eyes because when you do that, you get a clearer vision.
Yeah, I can explain that physiologically. When you squint, what happens with vision is simple. It's just like me trying to look at you. All the rays coming from your eyes should get to my cornea, which is one of the refractive surfaces, passes through, get to the lenses, which is also a refractive surface, gets through the lens, the vitreous, hits the retina where you have the photoreceptor cells, and then impulse is sent and transmitted to the brain. The impulse is now interpreted by the brain and sent back to the retina to give
all of this takes in a split second.
Split second. So you look at this exactly, but then look at this process. Simple process. Will any clog in this process?
Yes.
Will disrupt vision.
Wow.
So from me seeing you and getting the image to the lens, the retina processing to the brain is very key. So we're talking about the child thing a while ago. What I do basically, I call it the triangle of vision, where you have the parent, it's a triangle, you have the parent, you have the doctor, and then you have the teacher. We're trying to bring everybody into the fold. Exactly, so the child is the key in the middle of this whole part, the middle of this graph I'm trying to triangle here. So the parent has a role to play. The teacher in school has a role to play. I've seen a couple of parents that the attention of the child's deformity was drawn to them by the teacher.
Okay, Doctor, let us talk about some issues now. You know, since we're talking sight generally, you know, I've noticed that over time in Nigeria, the two main issues, aside from refractive issues, other issues that most people complain about are cataract and glaucoma. Can we talk about it and what your association, you know, has done specifically as regards that?
Okay. Now, cataracts and glaucoma, these are disease condition of the eye. Cataract is a condition that affects the lens in our eye. Naturally, the eye came with a crystalline lens, and that lens is supposed to be a clear, transparent gel. However, either from physiological changes or from accidents or from complications due to some other diseases, you find people developing cataracts. Even the ultraviolet rays that comes from the sun predisposes us to developing cataract over time. Although it is an aging condition, it's supposed to be something that comes with age, but you find it in young children. Some children are born with it. We call it congenital cataracts. Then you find some people who have it as a result of accidents. Probably they had a trauma that affected the eye, and then over time it happens. In cases where you have cataracts, where we detect cataracts, as optometrists, we don't treat cataracts. We refer cataracts to the ophthalmologists who do carry out the surgical procedure. But of course, because we are the first point of call, we're able to detect it and give the advice, necessary advice to the patient.
So after surgery, does the eye
so
get better?
after surgery, what happens is the patient is referred back to us, and then we do the refraction. Because when you take out the lens, that lens that is no longer clear, the vision drops. So you will need to get, okay, I don't want to be too technical, the refractive power of the eye drops. So the person will now need a refractive aid, which is a pair of glasses that will now help to enhance the vision.
So let me add a few things to what she just said. After the cataract surgery, what they do basically in the course of cataract surgery is to make an incision, they call it like a cut on the cornea, to get out the natural lens, the opaque natural lens, and then through that same aperture, you put in the artificial one. Automatically, you have altered the curvature of the cornea.
Okay.
When the curvature of the cornea is altered, the ease with which light forms a V, that's the simplest word I can use now, is distorted. It now forms a Y. So most times after cataract surgery, the patient ends up using glasses. And those glasses, they end up having cylinders. It's even better now because there are advancements in the technology in the form of cataract surgery. Unlike those days that used to do the ECC, I mean, they still do it now. Some clinics still do that. ECCE, extracapsular cataract extraction with intraocular lens implants.
That's so much.
That's why I said, okay, ECCE. Okay, let's just go with ECCE. Okay, the incision is wider. So imagine you're making a wider cut. The degree of astigmatism will be wider. You understand? So that's why.
Okay.
I mean,
all right, doctor, we have some questions here. Let's see if we can take them because of time.
Okay,
good day, Galaxy TV. My baby is 7 years old, and I noticed she has to bend. Okay, don't call. Just send an SMS if you need to communicate with us. I noticed she has to bend her eye a little to the left before she can see or read. Please, what could be the cause?
The first thing to do in such a case is to take the child to see the optometrist, the doctor.
Okay.
Because there could be a number of things that are responsible for that.
Okay.
Normally, every child should be able to view and read without having to bend your head or without having to trace with the finger. When a child begins to trace with the finger, when a child begins to take the book very close to read, or the child begins to bend to read, you know that there is a condition.
So
but you cannot just take the condition without having the eyes checked.
Okay, fine. More questions here. Let me throw this one to you, Dr. Fosa. Good morning, please. The doctor just said we can't wash the eyes. Please, what happens if you have particles like sand entering the eyes? What do you do?
First, if you have particles entering the eyes like sand,
yes.
I'll go back to why we said, I mean, you can wash the eye. You wash when there's a need for you to wash.
So it's not like you just take soap and
it's not like you're washing your eyes to make it
to do that. So, but when you have particles,
wash the eye like you brush your teeth.
No, you don't do that. Well, no, when you have sand particles in the eye, the first thing you do is to irrigate the eye. Irrigate the eye means you flush the eye. You can use your tap water, clean tap water. Tell the patient to go over there, run the tap, and then you flush.
Wouldn't it irritate the eye more?
No, you pour enough water.
When you are treating, you look at what you hope to achieve. So it's not. And then you flush, you irrigate.
Yeah.
But after doing that, you've exposed the area to bacterial infection. So most times you may have to end up putting antibiotics in the eye to prevent a secondary infection.
Okay, doctor, another one. Hello, doctor. Good morning. I'm a man of 46. I noticed that I can't read smaller letters, and if I try to do, my eyes go cloudy. And not only when I'm about to read does that happen. It does happen. Does it? Okay. Is it associated with diabetes symptoms, or what can I do? Kaka from Ikorodu.
Okay, Kaka. Naturally, the way our eyes function from age 40 and above, your ability to accommodate tiny prints reduces at a normal distance.
Okay.
So you find that most people tend to move their prints farther, or they increase the font size, or they begin to look for
I'm sure you're doing that
light.
already.
They
Are you
begin
doing
to
that already?
From experience, we are beginning to see that even in women, you get early onset. You see some women at 38, they begin to manifest these signs or symptoms.
Okay.
The advisable thing is that you go and see your optometrist, because that condition is actually known as presbyopia.
Age-related.
Age-related.
I've told all my friends, I'm waiting for them.
You
When
know,
they get to the age of 40, 42, 43, they'll be calling. I'll be waiting.
It's not something that you have a control over.
Okay.
It's not something that has to do with what you eat or what you don't eat.
It's just
age.
It's,
So it has to do
it's
with the
normal.
muscles.
It's normal.
Okay,
It's
more
normal.
questions. Let's see if we can take them very quickly because
Okay,
of
go ahead.
time.
Yes.
Good
and
morning.
Also don't forget that they still have to touch on glaucoma a bit.
Yes.
Okay, they will. They will treat that. Okay, just take this. Then you answered that of the question on glaucoma. Good morning. Can glasses cure the eyes for myopia? That should be short-sighted.
People use the word cure. It's wrong. What you do, what glasses does is to bend light rays to form a sharp focus at the back of the eye. A patient is short-sighted when the patient can see things that are up close, can see things that are far. Patient is long-sighted when they can see things that are far, but they have a bit of issues with the water. Then the patient is presbyopic when it's age-related. So all these conditions, you have different types of lenses to take care of this condition. Basically, just to bend the light rays to form a sharp focus at the back of the eye so that the eyes are not under any form of strain. Okay. When you take off the glasses, like I take off my glasses and I try to read, it's an issue for me. If I need to read, I need to put on my glasses.
A quick one.
Yes.
You know, glasses do not cure.
They don't cure. They don't.
Okay.
I liken it, a very simple example I give is glasses are to your eyes what your high heel shoes are to your eyes.
Okay, fine. Okay, just for sake of time, can you just very quickly just enlighten us on glaucoma?
Okay, let me talk about glaucoma.
Okay.
I've had opportunities of giving lectures on glaucoma, and before I start, I say this: time is never enough.
So I have a question. Just, okay, baby. Okay, hi, World Sight Day. Okay, we're at Galaxy TV. Okay, please, I disagree with your guess on why they use glasses. Why, as they are involved in eye care?
Why?
We're still talking about you guys using as an optometrist using glasses when you are the ones who are supposed to take.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just on a lighter note, but we are completely out of time. Let's just get a very quick advice just to recap and to reiterate as we leave here, World Sight Day, the message to Nigerians. Very
Okay,
quickly.
well, would you permit me to just say one or two things about glaucoma, or we're already
In
out
30
of time?
seconds, you can.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, it's difficult to talk about glaucoma in 30 seconds, but people tend to misjudge glaucoma as an elevated intraocular pressure. The intraocular pressure is just a risk factor to glaucoma. Okay. So it's not a pointer to glaucoma. There are certain things I tend to look at, particularly the field defects and whether your patient is losing fields. So if you want to, screen a patient for glaucoma, I would want to know what the visual field of the patient is. Visual field means the ability for patients to see peripheral vision. Normal vision should see 180 field of view. But for glaucoma patients, there's an excavation of the nerve fibers, so much so that the patient loses vision from the periphery. And I also want to know the central visual thickness of the patient. And then, most recently, people do the OCT to assess the nerve fibers, how viable these nerve fibers are. This is what transmits information from the eye to the brain. So like I said before, if there's any break in this communication, then vision is impaired.
Okay, Dr. Gloria.
Well,
There's going to be a
round
glaucoma
up
week.
on this,
I mean,
I
it's
just
next
want
year,
to
right?
say, yeah.
Glaucoma week is coming up next year.
The World
So we'll have
Sight Day,
enough time to talk about
basically,
glaucoma.
we are urging everybody to take responsibility for their eyes. And the first thing you need to do is have your eyes checked.
All right.
Do the needful when you are advised or when the recommendation is given. And as much as you can, look out for the right personnel, the right professionals. Your optometrists, your ophthalmologists, go to them, have your eyes checked. We actually advise now that you check yearly. We have a slogan, check yearly to see clearly. So we are urging everybody that we have a responsibility to check our eyes, to take care of our eyes so that we can keep our vision good.
So we don't go blind.
Yeah, and I like to tell people that you have a right to ask questions. Whoever your doctor is, ask your doctors questions. You can even ask as far as to which school did you graduate from. It's free. I mean, if I know
He
my...
owes it to you.
He should tell me.
Okay, thank you so much, doctors. More comments and questions are still coming, but we can't take that because of time. We're completely out of it. We must say a very big thank you to our optometrist who joined us this morning to talk about World Sight Day. A very big thank you to Dr. Efosa Iren, member of the National Optometric Association of Nigeria Lagos chapter.
Thank you.
And of course, we also had Dr. Gloria Okakian,
Vice
Chairman, National Optometric Association, also Lagos State chapter. Thank you, doctors. We do appreciate it.
And also, we also want to thank Gbenga Ademujibi, who talked to us about mindset
Mindset.
earlier.
It was really very interesting. All right, that's our show for today. Many thanks for being a part of it. I am Justin Akadoni. Join us 10 a.m. tomorrow for the entertainment edition.
And Stephanie Ojadi, do have a lovely day ahead. Bye-bye.